They call it a game. A piece of wood, a sliding planchette, and letters etched in black. But for more than a century, whispers have said otherwise. That this is not a toy. That the board opens a door, and once opened, not all doors can be closed.
The story begins in 1891, at the height of America's obsession with contacting the dead. Spiritualists filled parlors, mediums spoke in darkened rooms, and everyone wanted a way to speak with the other side. Enter the Ouija board, patented by Elijah Bond, sold as a harmless parlor trick. But it was William Fuld, a Baltimore businessman who turned it into a household name. The board, he said, had given him instructions, even telling him where to build his factory.
William Fuld wasn't just a businessman. He was a man who built his entire fortune and his legacy on the Ouija board. In the early 1900s, when people were desperate to contact lost loved ones, Fuld became the face of the mysterious talking board. He claimed the board had spoken to him, guiding his decisions, even instructing him to build a sprawling factory on Hartford Avenue in Baltimore. For decades, Fuld promoted the board as harmless entertainment. But behind the scenes, whispers followed him. Stories that the board was cursed, that those who profited from it were marked. In 1927, Fuld climbs to the roof of that very factory, overseeing a flagpole installation. But something went wrong. He fell from the rooftop, 3 stories down, his ribs shattering as he hit the pavement. Carried to the hospital, he clung to life for a few hours, and on his deathbed, with his children by his side, he gave them a chilling command: never sell the Ouija board. But in time, his family did. And with that choice, the legend of William Fuld only grew darker. Some say the spirits he claimed guided him had finally demanded a price. Others insist it was nothing more than a tragic accident. But in the shadow of his death, the Ouija board's reputation shifted forever. From curious game to cursed object.
To some, the Ouija was nothing more than a clever trick, the ideomotor effect. Scientists called it tiny, unconscious movements guiding the planchette. But others swore the board was alive, that spirits, and sometimes something far darker, answered their call. The most infamous, a presence known as Zozo, a name that has appeared on boards across the world, terrifying those who dared to keep asking questions.
In 1949, a young boy in Maryland used the Ouija board to try to reach a deceased relative. What followed was a terrifying ordeal. Violent fits, words carved into his skin, objects flying across the room. The Catholic Church performed an exorcism, and decades later, this case became the inspiration for The Exorcist. From that moment, The Ouija board was no longer a parlor game. It became a symbol of evil. Priests warned against it, parents banned it, and Hollywood embraced it. In 1973, The Exorcist shocked audiences worldwide. Its opening scene, where a child first contacts the spirit world through a Ouija board, burned the image into popular imagination. This was not a toy. This was a doorway. And the legend only grew. Movies like Ouija Board, Paranormal Activity, and even Ouija itself played on the same fear, that the board could summon something far darker than a lost loved one. That when you place your fingers on the planchette, you're inviting something unknown to speak. Some researchers insist it's all psychology. But ask the millions who've seen shadows move, heard voices in the dark, or felt watched after a session, and you'll hear the same chilling response. The board feels alive.
Ask around, and you'll hear the same chilling accounts. The planchette spelling out words no one wanted to see. Doors slamming in empty houses. Shadows moving long after the session ended. Players stalked by whispers at night. Some laugh it off, but others never touch the board again. So, what is the Ouija board? A simple parlor game, born of Victorian curiosity, or a key to something far more dangerous? A doorway that we open too easily, and never fully close. That, dear listener, is for you to decide.